Using home equity to purchase a new home, a 2024 guide. If you're looking to buy a new home, and like many buyers, plan to sell your current home to help finance the purchase, there's another option to consider. Instead of selling, you could keep your current home or even buy a vacation property by tapping into your home equity. If this is the route you want to take, you would typically take out a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit, also known as a HELOC. The funds from this loan can be used as a down payment on the second property. So the real question is, how can a home equity help you buy a home? Home equity is the part of the home's value that belongs to you outright. You can figure it out by subtracting what you owe on your current mortgage from the current market value of your home. Your equity increases as you make mortgage payments and as your home value goes up. Upgrades and improvements can also raise your equity by adding to your home's value. The main ways to access your equity are through a home equity loan, a home equity line of credit or HELOC, or a cash out refinance. First is a home equity loan. A home equity loan is taken as a lump sum and paid back as a fixed rate over a set period. We also have HELOC. A home equity line of credit or HELOC is more like a credit card with a set credit limit you can spend. Last is cash out refinance. This involves taking out a new primary mortgage for a higher amount than you currently owe. The difference comes to you as cash. In all three cases, you may be able to use the money you obtain from the home equity to put a down payment on a new property. Pros and cons of using home equity to buy a house. The main advantage of using home equity to buy a new home is that it allows you to do so faster than saving up for a down payment in cash. However, this option comes with significant risk, including the possibilities of losing your primary home. By taking out a home equity loan for a second property, you're taking on more debt. And if you can't keep up with payments, you might end up losing both properties. This method can also be costly, with fees and interest adding up. Home equity loan rates are usually higher than traditional mortgage rates. For instance, in December of 2023, the average rate for a HELOC was about 8.49% APR, according to the National Credit Union Administration, while the average 30-year mortgage rate was 6.61% per Freddie Mac. Additionally, home equity loan, like a typical mortgage loan, often comes with closing costs and other fees. According to Experian, closing costs for a HELOC usually range from 2 to 5% of the loan amount. Here are some pros. Avoiding private mortgage insurance or PMI. By using home equity to make a larger down payment on your new home, you may be able to skip paying the PMI. PMI is usually required when you put down less than 20%, and it protects the lender in case you miss payments. Investment opportunities. Using your home equity can also help you buy investment properties faster than saving up for down payments. This allows you to take advantage of property value growth and rental income sooner. Here are some cons. Accessing your home equity usually comes with expenses like closing costs and possible appraisal fees. These charges can add up and impact the financial advantages. Also, using your home equity to buy another property puts your main home at risk. If you miss payments, you could face foreclosure and lose your house. When you use your home equity for a new property, you decrease the amount of equity available for emergencies or other needs, limiting your ability to borrow for other purposes. If property value drops, your home's worth could decline, impacting your financial security and reducing your equity. And last, using home equity for another property means taking on a major financial responsibility, which could limit your flexibility in other financial decisions. If you assess your risk and are ready, here are the next steps on how to use home equity for a new home. Here's a step-by-step guide for using your existing home equity to purchase a new residence. First, determine your current home equity amount. Start by calculating your current home equity. This can be done by subtracting your outstanding balance on your mortgage from your home's current market value. You can get a rough estimate by checking your most recent mortgage statement and obtaining a current appraisal or real estate assessment. Second, research loan programs and pre-qualify. Research different loan programs for assessing home equity, such as cash-out refinancing, home equity loans, or HELOCs. Pre-qualify to get an idea of the loan amount you may be eligible for based on your credit score, income, and the value of your home. Third, compare costs of home equity loan versus cash-out refinance. Compare the costs associated with both options. Cash-out refinancing may involve closing costs and potentially a higher interest rate due to the larger loan amount. Home equity loans typically have fewer closing costs, but you should compare the interest rates, terms, and fees for both. Fourth, apply for a home equity loan or refinance. Once you decided on the best option, complete the application process for either a home equity loan or a cash-out refinance. You will need to provide financial documentations, including income statements and credit reports. Fifth, get pre-approved for a new mortgage with a down payment from your home equity. If you choose to use a home equity loan or cash-out refinance, you will receive a lump sum. Use this cash as a down payment on your new residence. You need to get pre-approved for a mortgage for the new property, and you can use the equity funds as the down payment. Sixth and final step, make an offer and coordinate closing on both properties. Once you're pre-approved for the new mortgage and you secure the down payment from your new equity, you can start the process of finding your new home. Make an offer, and when it's accepted, work with your real estate agent and mortgage lender to coordinate the closing of both properties. Ensure the funds from the home equity loan or cash-out refinance are available for the down payment on the new home. Be sure to work closely with a knowledgeable mortgage professional or financial advisor during this process to help you make a well-informed decision and effectively use your home equity to buy your new home. Alternatives to using home equity. When financing a new home, there are several options besides using home equity. Conventional mortgage loans. The most common way to buy a home is through conventional mortgage loans offered by private lenders, which often have competitive interest rates. There are also government-backed loan programs from the Federal Housing Administration, FHA, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA, and U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, aimed at helping specific groups of homebuyers. FHA loans are popular for the low down payment starting at 3.5% and more flexible credit requirements, making home ownership accessible for people with moderate incomes. VA loans, available to eligible veterans and active duty service members, often requires no down payment and offer favorable terms and rates. USDA loans are available for homes in rural areas and also features low or no down payment options. Assistance programs. Many states and local governments, as well as nonprofits, offer down payment assistance programs, often through housing finance agencies. These programs vary in terms of eligibility and the amount of help provided. So what's the bottom line? Using your home equity to buy a home can be a smart financial move, allowing you to use the value you've created and built in your current home to purchase a second property, whether for personal use or for an investment. However, it's important to carefully consider this decision, weighing the advantages and disadvantages. While benefits like avoiding private mortgage insurance, securing better interest rates, and possible tax advantages are appealing, you must also account for the costs, repayment risk, and how it could limit your future borrowing options. Before moving forward, it's a good idea to get quotes from multiple lenders. Comparing offers will help you find the best rates and terms, ensuring that your decision is well informed and fits your financial situations and goals. Remember, using home equity is a major financial step, and doing your research and seeking expert advice will help set you up for success. Thanks for tuning in. Discover more about Las Vegas and Henderson with our free relocation guide. For additional details or a free consultation, visit my website or social media. Find all the links in this podcast description. Also, I love hearing from our listeners. If you have any questions, comments, topic suggestions, or real estate stories to share, please reach out to us. You can follow me on my social media pages. Just search for Long's Real Estate, local realtor in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. I will also save the links in the description of this video. Until then, remember, in Las Vegas and Henderson, the odds are always in your favor when you have the right real estate agent by your side. Thanks for joining us today. See you next week.